I got so excited, everybody. Come on in, come on in. Let me turn the music down. Hello, Jurgen. All right. It's been a while, y'all. I'm rusty. I'm rusty. All right, I think we're good. Let me just check audio and everything because you all know I will struggle all day long. All right, come on in, everybody. So good to see you all. Thank you all so much for being here, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Come on in. Hi, I am Maggie, the substitute teacher. You all may know me from my cooking channel. I make food and femininity content, but today we are doing a travel stream. I'm so excited. If you all are new to the channel, we have an annual Maggie meetup, and the Maggie meetup is a cruise, and we're going back to Royal Caribbean, and I am so excited. So today I have our travel agent, one of our own, one of our scholars is with us, Lauren Robbins from Robbins Cruise Connections, and she is a proper travel agent. Y'all know I'm just the cheerleader here, but we wanted to come on since we're at the halfway point of the year and answer any questions and kind of go over the process again for anybody who's interested in traveling with us. So a little bit of background, and then I will bring Robin on. If you all have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll give you an overview and drop some links for you. So when I started my channel, people were asking, oh, Maggie, you should have a meetup. You should have a meetup. And it's a lot of work to kind of get people together, which I don't mind. And we did one here in person in Atlanta. And after that, I was like, all right, when people ask again, Maggie, you should have a meetup. I'm like, sure, set it up and let me know. I'll be there. Y'all know I'll go anywhere. And so Lauren, who is one of our scholars, and she's here in the Atlanta area, she reached out to me and she said, you know, Maggie, have you ever considered having a meetup on a cruise ship? I love to travel. I love to cruise. And I said, that's a great idea because the cruise ships have something for everybody. And I always say you can do as much as you want with me or nothing at all. And so Lauren and I started talking about when makes sense. I have a November birthday. My birthday is every year right after Thanksgiving. And it's hard for those of us who have holiday birthdays to try and get people together. So I said, this could be a little vacation before the end of the year. If it's cold where you are, maybe you want to come to the Caribbean with us. So Lauren, for the third year in a row, has set everything up for us. We have tried, Royal Caribbean was the first year. Last year, some of y'all said you wanted adults only. So we did Virgin Voyages, but we are going back to Royal Caribbean. Families are welcome. Kids are welcome. They have their own activities and, you know, singles, couples, whoever wants to come. So I am going to bring Robin on and we are going to walk you all through what she has planned for us and the website that she has set up for us. And if you want to save your spot and come to the Caribbean with me, you can absolutely do that and put your deposit down. So Lauren, come on in. How are you?
Hello. I am great. How are you?
I'm so good and I'm so excited. I'm just looking at the background and I'm already overjoyed, like thinking, sand, blue water, blue sky, cabana life. It's going to be amazing. So for anybody new, Lauren, if you would please introduce yourself and let them know about your company and that you are a proper travel agent, because I am not.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lauren Robbins, and I have a travel agency named Robbins Cruise Connections. First started cruising back in 2003 and have been hooked ever since, and started my own home-based travel agency. So start out with cruises, but now I do cruises, all-inclusive vacations, mobility rentals, car rentals, just a variety of things travel related.
I absolutely love that. And I'm so glad that she shared that. And Robin, if you want to drop your link in the chat, I'll make sure to post it. So you all know you're all welcome to travel with me. But again, Lauren is a proper travel agent. So for singles, for couples, for families, for reunions, if you want to get a group together, this is what she does. And she's good at it. Don't ask me. I'm just happy to be here. So if there's an event or an occasion that you all want to celebrate, always like to support within the community. And I know Mr. President and I wanted to do a little mountain getaway, and she was able to recommend some resorts for us. And like she said, if you have people that have mobility challenges, she can make sure that all of your needs, from the little ones to the elderly ones, are taken care of. So again, thank you all so much for being here. All right, so I've got Robin's link, and I am going to put that in the chat so you all can click on it and save. So we are going to share, I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to go over the cruise that we all have planned for you all. But I do have a few questions. I know you're a fan of Royal Caribbean, Lauren, but you can do any cruise line. Why do you think Royal Caribbean is a great cruise line for the Maggie meetup or anybody who's new or seasoned?
Well, first of all, I think they have a variety of ships you can sail on, and I love their Oasis class ships, where the Wonder of the Seas is the ship we're sailing on, and the Oasis class has a variety of different they call neighborhoods. So it has a variety of options for everyone of all ages. And right now they're focusing on their short sailings. So like this ship is going to be doing 3 and 4 night sailings from the Bahamas. So I think it's a great option for a meetup.
I couldn't agree more. We did Royal Caribbean the first time, and it was amazing. I'm so excited. We're going to have a great time. We already have some people booked. We already have some families booked, but I know we have new people all the time. So again, if you have questions for me, if you have questions for Lauren, today is the day. You can put them in the chat and we'll answer them for you. So as you can see, this is the ship that we are going to be traveling on. What is it called? Wonder of the
Seas. Yes.
It is massive. And I don't know if you all heard, Lauren said that the ship is broken out into neighborhoods. And this is really good, especially for those of y'all, we don't want to be around the kids. Fine. Mr. President and I will be there. And what we love is the way the neighborhoods are broken out. If you want to be with the kids, do the boogie board competition, do the surfing, go to the buffet, do all of that stuff. But they have a lot of more refined spaces. You all know I'm going to be in all of the dining spaces. They have quiet areas. They have adult only spaces on the ship.
Solarium.
So we don't really see the kids that much. They have a complimentary kids club program. So if you're coming with little ones, they get their own, wristband, and they have activities all day. Can you speak a little bit to that? What's available for the kids, Lauren?
So they have different age groups that they break them down in the Adventure Ocean. So they have from the little 2-year-old on plus, and they have for the elementary schools and for the teens. So they all have their own set area. Once they get on board, especially the little ones, they have to go register. And like you said, they have a wristband that identifies who they are, who they belong to, but they can spend the day with the Adventure Ocean staff, and the parents can do their own thing, but the kids are allowed to be on their own and have, well, not on their own, but with the crew. And they have multiple activities that they plan for them, and they have such a great time. I just had one of my clients who told me that her son, when they ended the cruise, cried so much because he didn't want to go home. And so now he's planning the family's next cruise, and he's going to go to Icon. He is determined that that's what he's going to do. So it's really a lot for everyone on Royal Caribbean.
Absolutely. I love that. So I wanted to go ahead and put that out there. This is all inclusive. So kids, singles, couples, families, whoever wants to come, all are welcome. And they have the kids program is included in the fare. So you can have your adult time, and then the kids can go to their own little vacation camp. When the boys were little, they don't remember it, but I took them, and it's great. So you can eat, drink, and be merry, or do nothing at all. And the kids have their fun too. All right, so I am going to go back to sharing my screen, and I want to put the link in the chat here. So again, one of the things that Lauren does for us every year, so you all have the link to her travel agency, she sets up a website specific for the Maggie Meetup Cruise. So I just put it in the chat. You all can click on it, and I'm going to go over some of the sections here and give you all the information. So again, we're doing this for the third time. This is our Maggie Meetup Cruise. This ship sails out of Miami. So you just have to get yourself to Miami. If you're in Florida, maybe you want to drive. We are going to be flying. Lauren always recommends that you come the day before. Some of us like to wing it, not recommending that. But again, this is a 4-night cruise. So it's a Monday through Friday cruise. So we sail away on Monday and we come back on Friday. And again, the cruise line is Royal Caribbean and the ship is Wonder of the Seas. And these are the dates. What other particulars would you add to that, Lauren?
Well, just like you said, the main thing I do always emphasize is to come the day before to. But if you're going, if you prefer to come the day of, come take the earliest flight you can get from your city to the cruise city. Because I'm just always so afraid that I'm going to miss my ship because I love being on the ship, so I don't want to miss it. So, but Miami is really easy to get to. Once you get to Miami, you can take an Uber or you can take a taxi from the airport to the cruise terminal and check in.
Yeah, Lauren is right. I mean, I want to make sure that you all have a great time. Lauren and her husband are always cruising. If you follow Robin's Cruise Connections on social media, she's never not home, all right? Or she's never home. And I love it. I want to be like Lauren when I grow up. So the seasoned cruisers will tell you to be there the day before. We're in Atlanta. The ship sails out of Miami. So since we're already in the Southeast, we're going to take, like Lauren said, the first flight out. So we fly out like 9 in the morning or earlier so that we can get to Miami. For us, it's just about an hour flight at most. So we get to Miami latest 11 o'clock and then we just Uber to the port. I think with Royal Caribbean, the ship pulls off, is it 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock?
It's usually around 4 o'clock, but you usually have to be on board about 90 minutes before the actual sail away time. So yeah, you don't want to get to Miami any later than noon because to me, you're really pushing it at that point.
Absolutely. So everybody will get on board, whether you have passport, which is recommended, or you can travel with birth certificate and driver's license. I know sometimes people have questions about that. Passport is preferred and you still have time to get one, but it's not required. But you'll get to the ship and then I like to check in with everybody, make sure you get it on board because once they pull up that gangway, we are gone and the ship is not going to wait for you. So I wanted to make sure we talked about those logistics. So if you don't want to pull up on 2 wheels like I do, go the night before, get a hotel. So this is our ship. Again, it is massive. I've never sailed on the Wonder of the Seas before, but everything you can imagine, they have. I don't know if this is regular slides, but they have water slides, they have pools, they have restaurants, they have shops, they have shows. It is basically a floating resort. And I know some people are like, I don't want to be on the water. Fine. This is not for you. I don't want to be around people. Fine. Stay in your room. But if you like to have access to a lot of different activities that you can explore all around you, or stay, in some quiet areas by yourself, this ship really has something for everybody. What would you say about the ship, Lauren, that makes it stand out?
I think the customer service. We actually sailed on the Wonder twice last year, and out of all the years cruising and all the different ships, right now the Wonder is my favorite. I just felt so welcomed. It was just beautiful. So, yeah, it's just the customer service was the best, and they have different. The Windjammer is different. There's added space. So before the Icon came out, which is now the largest ship at sea, the Wonder was. So right now, the Wonder is number 3, even though it's Oasis class ship. It's the number 3. So this is like the 3rd generation of the Oasis class. So they've added different amenities on board this ship that the other ships don't have. And now those ships are still now getting them. Like they have the Hooked Seafood restaurant. They have the why can't I think of now the
Mason
southern
jar.
restaurant? I can't remember.
Mason jar.
Thank you, Mason Jar, the Mason Jar restaurant. And at the Mason Jar, before you enter the Mason Jar, there's an area where you can actually sit in rocking chairs and look outside, onto the ship and the ocean. So it's like they they redesigned the ship a little bit compared to the original Oasis ship that came out. Because originally the ship was supposed to be sailing in the Asian market, but then they made some changes, especially for the solarium. So the solarium is actually enclosed and it's air conditioned, or I should say temperature controlled, which is different from the other Oasis class ships. And so this one is just nice. I mean, it's a beautiful ship. The customer service. So I think you'll have a great time.
I'm already there. I am there in my mind. Let's go back into the website again. If you all have any questions for me or for Lauren, Lauren is our travel agent. She is the one managing all of this for us. This is our third time doing it, and we absolutely love it. So again, I've dropped the link in the chat. So this is the third annual. Yes, I have a birthday coming up. We'll celebrate on board. We'll get together and have some cake and some other stuff. But there's so much there, like Lauren said, different themed restaurants, or you can eat in the dining room. You don't have to do anything adventurous if you don't want to. All right. So let's go through here, and I'm just going to click on these different links that Lauren has, and let's look at them and see if there's anything. Wow, this is beautiful. So you all can see here, it looks like a helicopter pad for those of y'all that travel like that. This looks like the solarium, the
Yes.
adults only area. Beautiful. So imagine a huge skylight here, enclosed adults only area. They have their own private dining or dining space. So if you want to go somewhere quiet, you can. Looks like this is a huge pool and water slide and just some other stuff. So I cannot wait. So we talked about the dates. 4 nights. It's a Monday through Friday. So here is the itinerary. So let's take a look at this so you all know. Again, we are going to be departing from Miami. So wherever you live, you'll need to find a way to get to Miami, drive, fly, or walk to the port. We need to be on board by 4:30 p.m. I'm usually there between, I don't know, like Lauren said, 11 and 12 by the time we get our luggage and get on board. And once we get closer, you'll be able to check in and pick an exact time. They make it really easy. If it's been a while since you've cruised these, especially post-pandemic, they have so many updates in the planning and less contact and like less crowding of people, the flow of the traffic and what they do to get people on and off, in and out of restaurants, even like the safety briefings, everything is completely different. So if you don't really like being around a lot of people, and I know some people are like that, you don't have to be. All right. They kind of move everything in stages. And I was really impressed because I remember traveling the old way. All right. So again, 4:30 is when we need to be on the ship. So Tuesday, after our first night, we're going to go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay, which is their private island, and we're going to be there all day. I know we like to reserve a cabana and enjoy ourselves at Coco Cay. Y'all are welcome to come hang out with us in the little adults only area. But what would you say about the private island, Lauren?
The private island has, again, variety of different beaches that you can access. Some of them they do have some adult retreats that are extra charges, but that's not mandatory. They have several different like this chill island that you go to, where they have your setup with your chair and umbrella, and they have the food courts there that you can have. They have a variety of dishes you can eat, and desserts and drinks all there. And of course the water is there, if you want to get in. But most time I go, it's still, the water's still kind of cold that time of year, but it's beautiful. And it's such a relaxing day. You can visit all the different areas on the island, and if you're adventurous, and then the winds conditions allow, they have the hot air balloon that you can go up on and see high above. But again, it's a full day, a full beach day that is relaxing. And it's a great, and that picture there was taken at Perfect K on Coco K. So it's a great spot for taking pictures.
Okay, fantastic. So, yes, you all know where you live in the world. And if it is cold like it is here in November, maybe you want to get away to the beach. The Coco Cay Island is included in your cruise fare. You can sit out, you can get in the water. They have pools there. They have all kind of dining options, secluded options, kids options. But Lauren strategically picks the time of year that it's not a holiday, it's before the holidays, so there won't be a lot of kids out of school. You don't have to worry about that. And it's kind of like a dip in the season before the peak holiday season. So it's a great time. We absolutely love it. We got E. Capone. He's traveled with us twice before and plans to come with us again. We are so excited to have you back. All right. So that is the private island. Then we'll get back on the ship at 5 o'clock. And then the third day, Wednesday, we're going to go to Nassau. So we're actually going to go to the Bahamas. It's completely up to you. When the ship gets to the port, you don't have to get off. Sometimes people like to stay on the ship. If you've been to the Bahamas multiple times or you're like been there, done that, you can kind of have the ship to yourself. I like to book tours. I'm going to do some culinary tours, some walking tours, but you can stay on the ship and get like a little cabana and stay poolside if you want to. But what would you share about Nassau that is helpful, Lauren?
Well, again, Nassau, when you get there, it's a walk to the pier, but they have a little shuttle that you can take, and the pier itself or the port, the area has been recently renovated within the last 2 years or so. So it's really nice how they have it set up there. Usually there's 2 or 3 ships in port at the same time, and coming up, I believe I think December, so it's gonna be after our cruise. Royal Caribbean is actually opening another private island in Nassau. So it's gonna be offering some different amenities that are for their guests, because they also know that a lot of people don't get off of Nassau anymore because like we've been to Nassau so many times. But for me, it's about the cruising. So I may or may not get off the ship. But if I do, I'll just go into the port and just to look around and see what's new, get back on the ship. But yeah, it's a nice visit. And if you want to, you can go over to Atlantis. That's another option to do that, and go over there to their casino, because we won't be open the casino won't be open when we're in port. But you can go over there and check out their amenities that they have available.
Yeah, I love that. And I'm glad that Lauren said that. So for the private island, the Coco Cay that was on the second day, that is exclusive to Royal Caribbean cruisers. So nobody else is going to be on that island that's not part of the Royal Caribbean cruise. So that's a nice little, exclusive experience. When you get to Nassau, you all know I always shoot it straight with you. It is going to be your typical Caribbean port stop. So they're going to have, the hair braiding, the jewelry, all of that. So some people like to get out and walk on their own and just kind of explore. You can do that. I'm one of those people that likes to book an excursion, an optional excursion, maybe rum tasting. I do culinary. I like to do sampling the local food. Or you don't have to get off at all. You are completely fine to stay on the ship where everything is included. But when we get off in Nassau, there's going to be a lot going on because, people live there, people work there, and a lot of different ships. Capone is saying, I like having the ship to myself. And I've done it both ways. Sometimes when I go to the Bahamas, I get off. Sometimes I'm like, you know what, I'm going to stay put and just enjoy the spa because there's a lot you can do on the ship. All right, let's go back in. Were you going to say something, Lauren?
I was going to say they always have activities planned for the whole day, so it's always something for everyone. So you don't have to get off the ship. There's always an activity going on.
I love that. All right, let's go back in. So we talked about day 3, and then day 4, they call it a sea day. So on the Thursday, since this is a Monday through Friday cruise, we're going to be on the ship the whole day. So we're going to have everybody on board. We're not getting off anywhere. There's going to be the food every night. There's a show. I don't know if you all saw. This is an aqua theater. It's kind of hard to tell, but Royal Caribbean is known for having some of the best entertainment, and it is included in your cruise fare. But this right here is an aqua theater. There's a pool where they do the stunts and the jumping and the flips and the turns, and they splash you with water if you want, or you can sit further back. It's amazing. Again, there's always something to do, or nothing at all. All right. So don't let my excitement wear you down, because I know I am a lot and I like to do everything. So that's going to be on day 4. And then the last, well, let me ask Lauren, anything to call out on the sea days that's helpful?
No, it's just, they have, again, different activities. And one important thing is you're going to download your Royal Caribbean app, and that's going to show you your itinerary and what events or activities that are taking place every day. So they'll have that listed there in the app for you.
I love that. So again, you all, we are doing, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, that was it.
If you all have any questions, Lauren is here. We like to come on from time to time with you all. Lauren is our travel agent. She is putting this together. I'm going over the itinerary with you all. If you've cruised before, you're welcome. If you've never cruised before, you're welcome. If you're single, couple, family, kids, there's something for everybody. And we are going to be sailing in November to celebrate a little milestone birthday, but really just to go eat, drink, and be merry. Let's tell the truth, right? Okay. So that is on day 4, which is a full day of cruising on the ship. And then the last day, we will sail and get back to Miami about 6 in the morning. And then depending on what your return flight or your return plans are, you'll disembark. I like to have breakfast on the ship and kind of leisurely go. So I plan an afternoon flight. But if you want to be one of the first ones off, again, all of that will be in the app. You can reserve the time that you want to get off, so it's not like a madhouse to get on or to get off. They've really done a lot post-pandemic to make the movement of people more seamless. Anything to add on the departure day?
No, the main thing, I think one of the most important things to do is your first day of boarding is to look into the app and plan your departure time so you can get the time that you want. One of the things they have is for people, I always overpack, so that's not me. But for self-assist guests, you're one of the earliest people off the ship, so you want to be able to like reserve that spot. And again, to do that first thing, so that's already set, that's already established. You can get into that early time from the very beginning. And if you don't get, like at the end, they're gonna give you the room tags for the time that they think you're gonna get off. But you can always go down to customer service and change or request a change to a different time from that you were given if you need to.
I love that. And Lauren mentioned reserving. For those of you all that are interested, I've already done this because I'm a jumping jelly bean. But once you put your deposit down, and I believe it's only $200, but we're going to go over to the page for those of you all that are interested and show you, if you want to sign up, how you can reserve your spot. Once you get your information over to Lauren, she'll get your reservation created, and you will get an email back from Royal Caribbean with your reservation number and all of your details. So it's pretty much instant. Once you have that, you can log into the Royal Caribbean site, and any of the fun things that you want to do. I love the fun stuff, but if you want to try different activities, if you want to try different restaurants, you can reserve times for a lot of those. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. You can see in the app, but you can wait to get there and just kind of take it day by day. I'm a planner, but all it takes is your reservation to go ahead and get that stuff, on your itinerary, because you'll have your own little calendar in the app. So you don't have to miss out on anything if you don't want to. So I want to make sure I told you all that. Oh, okay. It's here. So again, to reserve your room, it's $200. Let's take a look at the pricing, because I know everybody's interested in that. There are 3 different types of categories. So Lauren, would you let everybody know what interior, ocean view, and balcony means?
Okay. So for the interior rooms, this is a room that has no windows, so it's you don't have a view, and that's the least expensive category that we have right now. And the rate you see is per person. That's with all the taxes and fees included. Gratuities are still separate, and gratuities are I don't see that. I don't think I have it on there, but it's $18.50 per person per day. And you can, if you want, you can prepay your gratuities along with your cruise fare, or you can pay it with it, which will they'll charge you daily on the ship and pay it at the end of the cruise. So the rooms are all located on different decks of the ship. So the next room type you see is the ocean view. It's a room that has a picture window where you can look out onto the ocean. It's above sea level, so you're not below. Because some people think who've never cruised, they feel that am I going to be under the water? No, it's above the sea level. So but you can look out, and then you have your balcony, and this is the ocean view balcony where you can actually look. You can actually open a sliding glass door and walk out onto a little patio area, which usually has a little bistro type table and like 2 lounge chairs. And then you can sit out, you can feel the ocean breeze, you can, if you drink coffee or whatever, you can do that there on the balcony. So that's an ocean view balcony. And I have to specify ocean view because Oasis class actually has some different types of balconies. We didn't talk about the neighborhoods they have yet, but one of the neighborhoods they have is what you call Central Park, where there's actually live greenery in the middle of the ship, and they have balconies that look into the interior of the ship. So that's called a Central Park view balcony. And then they have on this ship boardwalk balconies, which are the ships that are again it's an interior facing, but it looks onto the boardwalk, and that's the area where they have the carousel, and that's the area where the aqua show is done. So those are the different category, and then they have suites, which are also available if you're interested.
Oh, don't threaten me with a good time. I love that. It's a special occasion. Maybe sweet might be sweet to have.
Yeah.
We usually do balcony. I like ordering room service and being able to, have like a first breakfast out on the patio, but it's totally up to you regardless. Because Lauren is a proper travel agent and she does this in the real world, whatever your needs are. Some people love the interior because when you close the door and turn off the lights, it's pitch black. And some people love the sleep that you get in an interior room without any distractions. Some people love being able to see outside, being able to see the horizon. Maybe it helps with, a little motion sickness, or if you're prone to that. I love the balcony, but whatever you want. One of the reasons I love working with Lauren is because she will help you get the best room for you. So if you are a family and you need the pull down beds for the kids, she'll make sure you have that. If you want to be in a particular place on the ship, front, middle, or rear, she can do that. If you're coming with a group and you want connecting rooms, or if you want to have the kids have their own bathroom, she can get you joining rooms. So whatever you like, Lauren will work with you. If you don't like the room that you're assigned, she can help you change that. And so that's one of the reasons I absolutely love having her with us. And you all can see here the prices. Excuse me. Again, it's per person. And this is with the taxes and fees included. So all you would have to pay on top of that, of course, any flights or whatever you need to get there. If you want to do anything specialty or anything extra while you're on the ship, there's a lot that's included, but we like extra. Why be regular when you can be extra? And the tipping, the gratuity, you can do it in advance or you can do it at the end. So I just wanted to call that out because sometimes, like Lauren will say, when you see these advertisements for $199 or $299, there's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of times they don't have the taxes and fees built in. And the other thing I love working with Lauren, she's constantly checking the prices for us, because if the price does go down, which it hasn't, if the price goes down, she can adjust it and make sure that we get the best price. E. Capone, remember Central Park? Yes, I loved it. So back to the pricing here. So Lauren, can you talk a little bit about how much it takes to hold their spot, flexible payments, and when final payment is due?
Okay, so yes, the deposit is $200 for the room. So even if you happen to be a solo passenger, the deposit is still $200. If you happen to get a room that needs 4 people, I would have to go outside of the group, but I can still pull it into the group. The deposit is still $200 because they follow the group policy. Versus if you were outside and needed 4 people, the deposit would be $400 because it'd be $100 per person. So the deposit is $200. So that's what's needed to set up to hold your space and reserve your spot. And then after that, if you want, Royal Caribbean has a flex pay where you can break your payments up, and it'll charge your credit card automatically, and to pay it by the final payment date. And the final payment is on or before September the 3rd. Now, the deposit itself is refundable, but if you cancel or for whatever reason you can't go, if you cancel after the 3rd of September, you're going to lose a portion of your deposit. And I have to look at the penalty rate, but it might be 25%, but I have to verify that at that time. But it increases the amount you lose, and your deposit increases the closer you get to the sale date.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So you all see here, if you are thinking about it, your $200 is refundable up until September 3rd. So if you're trying to figure out who's going to be your traveling companion or anything, you can go ahead and get your room held for you, whether you're one person or you're coming with a family. The way Lauren does it for us, it's still the $200. So if you're interested, I'd rather you do that. And then if for whatever reason you can't come, refund it before final payment is due, than to try and get on and things have changed. All right. So that's what we're doing. And you have the flexible payment option. You could just do $200 down and then pay the full balance by September 3rd. But
Right.
Either way, once you get it reserved, you have your room number, you have your reservation number, so you can go in and start building out your itinerary or anything else that you want to do. All right, so this is Lauren Robbins. She's taking care of all of this for us. We've gone over the itinerary. We've gone over this. Let's see, do we want to play a little YouTube video? And then we'll go into the booking process. Let's see here. Okay, so hopefully everybody was able to see and hear that it was fun, but you got to see on the ship a little bit of some of the activities. You all saw the water show, you saw the kids area, they have putt-putt golf, just so much. It just keeps going and going. Even though we're going to be there for 5 days, you won't be able to do it all. You just won't be able to. There's so much. And I think that's why Lauren keeps going back. All right. So that is a little bit about Royal Caribbean Wonder of the Seas. We've talked about the itinerary, the pricing, the due dates, the deposit. So if you are interested, I think the first step is they come here and click on the travel registration form. Okay, so let them know. I'm going to click into here. What do they need to do to get started, Lauren?
So actually, what they're going to do is they're going to click on that link, and it's going to bring them to the form there. And that form has a slot for up to, let me backtrack. please use your name as shown on your passport or your legal. If you don't have a passport, your legal documentation, they have to match. So that's the most important thing about cruising. Your name has to match your legal documentation. So so you're going to fill out your information there. It has information that has slots available for up to 4 people, but if it's only like 2 people, you can just put NA and on any slots that doesn't pertain to you. So this way the form will allow you to submit it at the end. So when you scroll down at the end, you'll see it'll say submit, and once you submit, it'll come to me. Okay.
Okay.
So that's the travel registration form. And then the other form that allows me, the travel reservation form allows me to get your names as you want them on the reservation. So that allows me to create the reservation. And then the next one is going to be the credit card authorization form, or I call it a payment authorization form. And again, you select the link and you fill out your name and so forth. Now, I also have information for travel insurance. So if you want travel insurance, I can you can let me know, that I can quote you the insurance, but it has some slots which it allows you to accept or decline, and then talk about how you're going to pay in full or by deposit or installments. And then see, the authorized amount is the amount you're going to pay. So it'll be $200. That's what you're doing to hold the reservation. And if you're not doing the flex payment, which is going to be set up through Royal Caribbean, any other time you want to add an additional payment, you just fill out a new travel authorization amount. And then I will receive that and apply that to your reservation. And once I apply it, I will send you the email confirmation to show you your payment has been applied.
I love that. Okay, so let's go over it again, just really quick, just so you all know, because I know that was a lot. And I've dropped the link. I'm actually going to go ahead and put the form links directly in the chat, so you all have all of them for anybody who's interested in traveling. And then we're just going to restate what Lauren said as far as the steps. So we are doing this through Robin's Cruise
Connections.
I was about to say collections, but I'm like, that doesn't sound right. So here's the deal, you all. Yes, you could go to Royal Caribbean yourself and book this cruise, but you would not be included in our group. You would not be at the pricing that Lauren has negotiated for us. So you can go to the Royal Caribbean's website and look up this cruise and all the details on your own. But to be part of our group, what you need to do first is go to the website, and then you're going to click on the registration form.
Travel registration. So if you click through the link that Maggie just put in, or you go to the website that I created, they both lead to the same travel registration. So the travel registration tells me you want to participate on Maggie's cruise. I will then create your cruise reservation, and at the same time, I need you to submit a credit travel or payment authorization, which allows me you give me the authority to take your card and give it to Royal Caribbean, because the money doesn't come to me, so there's no monies to me. The funds will be going directly to Royal Caribbean. So you're authorizing me to submit your credit card information to Royal Caribbean for payment of your cruise.
I'm glad you said that, because I wanted to get the order of operations crystal clear. So I wasn't sure if they do the travel registration form, which is just information that comes to you, and then do you reach back out to them and say, now send over the payment once you have their travel registration, or they do both and submit them at the same time?
Do both at the same time. because do both of the same. And on there, on the travel registration, it allows you to select the type of cabin you want, either balcony, interior, ocean view. Once I get that, I get both. I'll see, like if it's for two people, I'll see the two names, the date of birth, the citizenship, all the information. Then I'm going to use the information that you put on the form to enter that into your cruise reservation.
Okay, got it. And Karen, if you have a specific question, let us know because we've covered a lot. All right, so you all see on the form here, and I put all of the links in the chat. On the form, you're able to indicate what type of room that you want. We went over the different type of rooms, and also when you get your flights booked, or if you're going to stay the night before, Lauren likes to know, and what I like to do is once we have our flight information booked, I send that over to Lauren, since she's kind of the master and commander of this. She could know where all the moving pieces and parts are, because it's a lot on travel day, and Lauren will check in with me. Hey, did you find this person? Is this person good? They're on their way. So we want to make sure that everybody gets on board and we're good to go. The other thing that I wanted to call out, you all saw the payment authorization form. So when you fill this out, and I've dropped both links in the chat, this is so that Robin can put whatever amount you want to put down on. The minimum is the $200, but I do like it here. You can select how much you want to pay. If you want to pay for all of it, you can. If you want to pay the deposit and then pay the rest later just to hold your room, you can. And it is refundable up until September 3rd. All right. So we're almost at June. So you've got, 3 more months to figure this out. But if you want to go ahead and hold your spot without any penalties up till September 3rd, you can. Or if you want to make payments, you just check whatever you want, and then Lauren will take care of that for you. And if you're paying bit by bit, you would just come back here, and it's pretty instant. Like I said, you all, as soon as you make a payment and Lauren processes it, I get a receipt from Royal Caribbean. So she's on it. And this is the 3rd time that we've done it. And I'm so excited. Yes, it is my birthday week in November. So in addition to all of the stuff that you all saw with Royal Caribbean, Lauren's going to have, we're going to get like a little either private room or private space where we'll have some cake and a little meetup on the ship, because this ship is so big, Lauren. I don't know if you know how many guests, but it's thousands of people. So it would be easy for us to I see E. Capone, I see people say hi and bye.
Yeah, if you want to know the number, it's 6,988. That's what
7,000 people. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, y'all, 7,000 people on this ship. So yes, it is literally a floating city. So you can imagine how easy it would be to miss each other. So for those that are actually coming, what we'll do is we will pick a time and a day to basically meet up for just a couple of hours, shake hands, kissing babies, and I'll order some treats for everybody. Since it's my 50th, we'll just get like a cake and, I don't know, maybe some pizzas, maybe some coffee, tea, or whatever. Take a group picture, and then you're on your own. You can hang out with us if you want to. You can hang out with your own family, or if you're sailing single, they have singles meetups too. You can meet a new friend. Kayla says it's bigger than the town she lives in. And yes, again, for those of you all that are not fans of the kids, I love the family. Hopefully you saw from the video, there's so many spaces and activities for the kids to do. Believe me, they don't want to be around us. They are doing their own thing. Karen says, is this cruise handicap accessible? Lauren, can you talk about that?
Yes, for sure. Again, the crew, they do have a limited number of actual accessible rooms, but we can request, but they're not always available because they're limited. But I see people in wheelchairs, people in scooters, all different type of needs. And actually, the cruise line has a special needs department where if you say you need, say CPAP, you tell them that, and they'll provide you the electric cord that you may need for your room, the distilled water. This is different. It is different. equipment they can provide based on your need. You might need an elevated toilet seat. It's just different, a variety of things. So yes, it is handicap accessible. So if that's something you need, you can just let me know, and then I can inquire from the cruise line to see exactly what type of services they have available.
I love that. And you all see why we love working with Lauren, a true professional. So if you do have any needs, I think Royal Caribbean is very inclusive, not only for mobility, but if you have dietary, y'all know when I'm on vacation, I eat everything clearly. But if you have dietary restrictions, all of that you put on the form or you let Lauren know, and they will make sure you have what you need. That's part of the reason why you fill out the form. And we're here to, well, okay, not me. I'm just happy to be here. But Lauren will make sure you have what you need, even to your room on the ship. If you want to be close to the elevator or if you want to be far from the elevator, she can make it custom for you. So let's see what else is on the form. Again, we're going to wrap this up in about 10 minutes. So if you all have any questions, if you hopped on late, we're talking about the Maggie Meetup Cruise. So we're going to be going November. We do this every year, celebrate my birthday. You all are all welcome. It's 4 nights from and back to Miami. All right. So it's a Monday through Friday. We talked about how to register. We talked about all of the things that are on the ship. We'll have a private meetup. You all can spend as much time with me if you want to or not. There's a registration form, and then there's the payment form. Lauren takes that and submits it to Royal Caribbean. You'll have your reservation. Let's see, anything on the terms and conditions that we need to. I know this is the legal mumbo jumbo, but besides the refundable,
the main thing is not being pregnant, like beyond 23 weeks, because they don't like you to cruise because you can have a baby and they don't deliver babies. So that's the main thing. I have on there my cancellation fee. That's and it talks about insurance, because I always encourage people to get insurance, but that's the personal choice, but I recommend insurance. And that's the main thing that's on there. And you're responsible for making sure your name is correct. That's because they do, they check all of that, and you have to give me the correct information.
Okay.
I do encourage you you travel with a passport. It's not required for a cruise yet, because you can travel with your driver's license, which is the real ID now. They have the real ID, so you can travel with the real ID, which is usually your driver's license, and your certified copy of your birth certificate. But the one thing about that is, and Maggie knows, when you come back off that cruise, that passport, your face is your identification. There's no long line. You just come up to the picture, the little portal. They take your picture and they say green check mark. Whereas if you're traveling, and then you go bye. But if you travel with your birth certificate and ID, you have to go through this long line, and they have cut through customs to talk to you. So it is much slower to get back in with just a birth certificate and ID. And in the case of an emergency, we hope that everything goes well. But if you ever have to fly back from a foreign port, Bahamas is a foreign port, you need a passport to fly. And when you won't have a passport, and I don't even know the process that they go through to verify that you're a U.S. citizen that needs to fly back. I don't know that process. So that's why I always say passport. Passport is good if you're 16 or older for 10 years. Under 16, the passport is good for 5 years. So it's an investment. And it just allows you to travel, spur of the moment on that free trip you're going to get. I don't know from whom, but so no, he said if you don't need a real ID if you have a passport, because the passport is already proven your identity. And if you have a passport, that's the only document you need to travel with is that.
Highly recommended. I mean, we're still in the middle of the year, you all. So if you don't have a passport or your passport is expired, I just renewed one for my aunt online. You can, upload your pictures. They make everything now. You don't have to go in and wait in line. You can do so much stuff online now, and then they just mail you your updated passport. So you still have time to do it. Is it required? No. Do we recommend it? Yes. Like
Yes.
Lauren said, it just makes it more streamlined. I don't know if you all know now, but facial recognition is everywhere. So the lines just move so much faster now. When you have a passport, if you don't want people to know your business, I guess just stay at home because, it's out there now. I'll just say it. But when you have a passport, they have a copy of this picture in the system and you walk up to the camera. And as long as your picture matches what's in the record, you just keep going through the line. So like I said, I don't know if this is new technology or if it's COVID precautions to keep people from gathering up together. Passport does make it easier. If you travel with your birth certificate and ID, that's fine, but you're going to go in a separate line and someone actually has to look at your documents and look at you and make sure you are who you say you are, and then you'll go. So it's just going to move a little bit slower, but it is doable. I would recommend all adults have a passport, but nobody asked me that. All right, let's see if there's anything else. So we went over the terms and conditions. Everything is online forms. You all can see here. So we went over that. Transfers and tours. You can do this through Royal Caribbean, or if you want to do any excursions. Did you want to say anything about?
So that's a separate company that I use called Viator. They have different tours that are separate from the cruise line, and at a usually I'm going to say more economical price. They try to scare you and say you need to always book on the book through the cruise line because they'll get you back to the ship. That's not always the case, but we're not. It's your own preference. So it's either through the cruise line or, as I said, that link takes you to different options that are available, and there you can actually put in your ship the one of the seas, the day, and they'll show you the tours or the excursions that are available based on the cruise itinerary.
Up, hit the wrong thing. Absolutely. So Capone says it's like clear at the airport. So yeah, if you've traveled recently, you understand it, but we want to make it easy for anyone who might be newer to travel or slower or anything. We're here to help you. Lauren's here to help you. I'm just here to have a good time. But no, seriously, I will be there. I'd love to meet you all in person and enjoy food, drink, and everything. But when it comes to the cruise, I want to make sure, just because I'm a jumping jelly bean, you do not have to keep up with me. Lauren will tell you, she's not coming to the private island. I'm going to stay on my balcony and be in my hammock last time. So you can make this as simple and easy going as you want to. You can make this trip as adventurous as you want to. I think you know where I'm going to be, but I just wanted to make sure I said that. And then the last thing, Lauren has her contact information. You all see her. Lauren is here. She's one of our own. She's been with me since day one, and she has booked all of our Maggie meetups, and we're coming up on number 3. But you all have her actual business address, phone number, and website. You can actually go to robinscruiseconnections.com to see what other services she provides, because she does this not only for us, but for anybody else who has travel needs. So what would you like to say to close us out, Lauren?
Just to go back over the deposits real quick. If the deposit is $200 for the room, it's refundable if we book the doubles that we have in our allotment. But if I have to pull in, like, say, a quad ocean view, that room is gonna be at the prevailing rate, and those rooms their deposit is non-refundable. So I just want to let people know that. So that means, again, if you had a quad and but it was an ocean view because our rooms are based on double occupancy, so we don't have quads in our allotment. So if you booked, you needed a quad, you have a family of 4, the deposit is still going to be $200 because they're going to go with the group deposit, but that deposit you pay is going to be non-refundable. And if you make any changes, there will be a per person fee of $100 if you need to make a change to a different ship or sale date. But that's only if you book outside of the group. Remember, I told you I can get you a cabin, but I have to bring it into the group. But that deposit is based on the prevailing rates of that day, and those in Royal Caribbean's lowest fares are all non-refundable deposits. So not to confuse anybody, but I just want to make sure I put it out there because I know they'll say, "Well, you said that the deposit was refundable," but if you booked outside of the group, it would not be. So I want to make sure that was out there. But
Okay.
it's $200 either way for the deposit. Final payment is September the 3rd or before, but that's the final date that Royal Caribbean wants it. And you fill out your travel registration, credit the travel payment authorization, and we'll get you booked.
Well, we cannot wait to travel with you all. Again, this is our 3rd time doing it. So Royal Caribbean, November 17th through the 21st. So this is before Thanksgiving, before the huge holiday rush. It's not going to be on my actual birthday because y'all don't want to be with me. You want to be with family. But again, I just really recommend if you all want to travel with us, like Lauren said, she's here to help. If you want to be as part of the group with all of the perks that she has for us and her ability to make it custom, because like she said, we already have a family of 4, and that's what a quad is, 4 people in a room. So if you need extra beds or whatever, Lauren will help make it exactly what you need: dietary requirements, mobility requirements, family, anything. So I can't wait to see you all. We'll probably do another one of these once we get close to the final payment, in case anybody wants to come in at the last minute, but don't wait between now and September 3rd. If you book with the link that I put, it's in the description and in the chat with Robin's Cruise Connections, then your deposit could be refundable. If you do on your own, you're on your own. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. If I missed any questions or if you have any questions, Squirrel on Instagram says, can you use a global entry card? I am not sure what that is. Do you know what that is, Lauren?
That's when you not on the cruise. No, you need a passport or your global entry is for entry back and for when you're flying internationally back into the U.S. as far as I'm understand. But the documentation that I'm aware of is the passport or your driver's license and birth certificate.
Okay, perfect. So preferred would be passport. You still have time. You can do all of it online. If it's expired, just go on to the State Department website. You can upload your picture and do everything online. You don't have to go anywhere. They'll mail it to you. If you don't have a passport or don't want a passport, you can do birth certificate and driver's license. It's just going to take a little bit longer getting on and getting off. But no, that global entry is for you to come back into the United States, not to go out onto the cruise ship. So great questions. We'll do this again, maybe in the August timeframe before our final pay date. Y'all know I'm here. I'll be streaming again in a couple of hours. So if you all need me, I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher, and Lauren is here, Robin's Cruise Connections. And I'm going to put the link in the chat as we close out. And we will see you all on the next one and hope to see you all on board. Thank you so much, Lauren.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.